Good morning, welcome to today's Sunday market review. It's Tommy here from Phoenix, and we're going to have a look at the charts as we do every week, see what we call last week, and look for some opportunities this week, Sunday the 21st of May. And we'll begin by looking at the Euro Pound that we called a few weeks ago. Now, if you recall, we spoke in and around the 10th of April, expected the market to go down and bounce back up, which it did, just missed our TP1. We then spoke the week after, expecting it to go down again and bounce up, which it did. And then last week, we called the same thing again, expected it to go down and then pop back up, which it now has, and given us our clear target at take profit 1. So we've made some money on this one, and let's just see roughly how many pips we would have caught. So about 100 pips. It's currently sitting at 175 pips floating profit, so that's not too bad. But at 100 pips, target 1 is where we manage to trade, and we make sure that we will only profit from the setup. So we're currently on about 179 pips, 180 pips profit, floating profit, and we'll see how the rest plays out to target 2. But that's good if you guys took that trade and were patient, because we were in this trade for almost a month before it got to target. So that's good if you had the patience to sit through it. The next one is pound yen. So pound yen, we anticipated it going up to this zone. It's a resistance point. We anticipated it going up there and then popping back down to target 1, which it currently has done. So that is roughly, just count how many pips that is roughly. I'll get the ruler up. So currently we're sitting on about 200 pips on this, 220 pips profit. So that's not a bad call if you took that. We've hit target 1, so we've secured profits. We're not going to lose any money. In fact, we've only made money in this trade. So that wasn't a bad call for you guys. That's on pound yen. Next, we're looking at pound Aussie. And pound Aussie, again, we anticipated that going up. We had a shallow target 1, which it's hit. So let's see how we got on with that. Now, from the potential entry to take profit 1, you're looking at 234 pips. So that's quite significant. But I would say, guys, our entry technique won't get us in at the very top. So entry techniques, we'll look at an hour chart, and we'll take it following, depending on which one of our systems you're using. You can use the candlestick reversal, you can use indicators, etc. So typically we'll get it in around here on most of them, so that's about 180 pips you'd have made, and not the full 200 from the very top. We need to wait for confirmations before we execute the trades. So that's last week's setups, and not too bad. I think that's over 500 pips. I'll do the calculation and post it up later, but yeah, I think that's over 500 pips we've made in profits. So let's look for some opportunities this week. Nothing too clear, but I'll give you some potential setups based on what I can see, and these are going to be slightly more advanced entries, but we'll need to execute the trades on an hourly time frame, simply because there's not enough movement or range to where I perceive take profit 1 to be. So the first setup I'm looking at here is Euro dollar yen, and I'm expecting a slight retracement to this move, and I'll just get some levels drawn. So let's get the zone first. I'm looking at this I'm looking at this zone for a bounce. However, the TP1, looking at market structure, would need to be here, which is quite close. So that's our first target. So that's target one, which is why we need to take it off an hourly chart so we can secure more profits, get a tighter entry. And target two would be up here. So that's the first setup. And then if we don't get an entry technique before it gets to target one or target two, and we have a trade beneath this zone. So if the market trades beneath this zone before we have an entry condition which is met, we void the entry. If we do have an entry which is met, we put a stop loss at this point here to protect us from losing too much money. Next we have dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, I'm looking at this. We're currently within this trend, this trend line. We've got a few bounces off this zone, and we will be looking for. In fact, if we look at the zones we've got here, so that's another potential. Well, not potential. We actually did reverse. We've got this zone here where it reversed off the trend line, and we've got this zone here. So we are ranging within this or these zones here. So while we're looking at this potential as a reversal, this I'll use more for an advanced trading system. So for the guys who are looking for the shorter term time frames, I'm looking at this here. I'll tidy the chart up in a moment. I don't like the charts to be messy. So I'm looking at this here as a potential reversal for a trade to the upside, but the target, once again, is going to be quite shallow. So we'll need to be executing this trade on a smaller time frame. I'll just get rid of these couple. Okay, so I'm looking for target one here. Just get that labeled correctly. And a target two, which could be ambitious, is going to be around the top here. And the stop void entry. So if the market trades beneath this zone, the level is invalid, and we won't be looking at taking a trade. And if we are triggered into a trade, that will be the level we place our stop losses. So in and around this range, market will be bouncing, but we're expecting possibly to at least target one. The overall move would expect, based on this trend line or the channel, would be for it to go down, but we'll be looking for a slight pullback before it potentially goes back down to this zone. But we should be able to hit target one on that pullback at least, and we'll leave target two there in case it's just a false move and it moves all the way back up. So that would be Euro CAD, dollar CAD, and the final one we've got is Aussie New Zealand dollar. And with this, what I'm seeing once again is a trend line based analysis. We can see the channel, and we're looking at a complex correction from this impulse move. So I will just put a retracement tool up, and we've missed this entry. So this is one which I would have called midweek. So we missed that entry, but we'll be looking for this to potentially come back down and test this zone. So let's tidy the chart up a little bit. and I'll be looking at the next setup to come back down to here. So the stop void entry will be placed above that swing point, and we will have once again a quite shallow target of target 1 here and target 2 just beneath it here. So that should hit, target 2 should hit the bottom of the trend line. And that would be the levels for today. So we run on a little bit longer than normal. Just to recap then, our levels, dollar yen, we're looking for a long entry to hit target 1. We've got dollar CAD, we're looking for a short-term long entry, so this is going to be off the pullback to hit target 1. Take it off the smaller time frame, an hour, possibly 30-minute charts, and then we're looking at Aussie New Zealand dollar for this short trade setup. So until next week, guys, happy trading, and we will have a review on our trade then. Have a good week.